Hey guys, it's Jill, strategist and energetic ninja. I wanted to jump on. I was thinking this morning as I was putting on my makeup about something, and I'm like, oh, no, that is kind of hard. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm going to call bullshit on myself and say that's not hard. But this was one of the biggest things that used to hold me back, was I thought that it was going to be hard, or I had it hard, like it wasn't possible for me. So I thought that it was too hard to do something because I was a single parent and I needed to go to work full time. So it was too hard for me to truly do what I want. I thought it was too hard to do my business after I got adrenal fatigue, except for the fact I just needed to learn something new and jump online and start working online versus in person. Like, this idea of it being too hard, or you have it hard, is the thing that's likely holding you back the most, because it was holding me back in a very significant way. I had it too hard because I was divorced and a single parent. I had it too hard because I had adrenal fatigue and I had 3 kids, and how was I going to create a business again? I had it hard because I was a female in industries that were typically male dominated. I worked in the agriculture industry for years, right? It is like older gentlemen, and I was 22, 23 years old, creating new processes and procedures for them. I had it hard because I worked in an organization where I was actually the minority, right? This idea of it being hard, right? And what happened was I actually understood what actually hard is. When one of your baby dies, that's hard. When you're watching your teenage daughter go through the loss of her best friend, that's hard. You know, having adrenal fatigue was hard, but not in the same way as those things. And yes, are you going through some hard stuff? Sure you are. But how much are you buying into your story of hard? And that's what I was doing, was I was buying into the story of hard, that I was stuck there. And when I realized that I didn't have to be stuck in the hard, that's when my life really started moving, right? I didn't have to be stuck with the adrenal fatigue. We didn't know if I'd be able to go out in person again to work with any client. So I'm like, well, what am I going to do about it? Well, I love working. I love shifting the trajectory of people's lives. I love creating programs. I love working on strategy for businesses. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to learn how to do it online. So if I never get to leave my house again, or go back to that individual consulting, then I've got something to do that I still love. The story that I had about it being hard was just that, a story. There is hard stuff, but your story is going to make it harder. So when you start dropping the story of how hard it actually is, and there's woe is me and I'm the victim and all of that stuff, all of a sudden what happens is this: you realize that you get to choose. You actually get to choose how hard you're going to make it. And I was making it harder with all of the excuses, with the idea of being a single parent and being a bad thing, with the idea of having adrenal fatigue and having 3 kids and my husband away, and what was I going to do, and I couldn't work, and like, I made it harder, you guys, until I realized that every day I get to choose what I truly want. And I can have all of the things I want. I can be an excellent mother. I can be an excellent strategist for my clients. I can do the things that I choose to do on a daily basis for my health. I have the time if I create it. Or I can step into the story of hard again and not do it. I could have stepped in the story of hard to put the book out, right? Because the book is almost ready to come. And it felt really difficult to write because it's a really vulnerable topic for me. Like, my daughter died over 11 years ago, and I can tear up like in an instant with it. And the last thing I like to do is cry. The only time I usually cry is when I'm mad. So if you make me cry, you know I'm blazing mad at you. But when it comes to that, I'll just cry in a heartbeat. When I think about what my daughter went through with the loss of her best friend, I can barely hold it together. So writing the book was difficult. But I could have made it this hard story and not done it. I dragged it out a bit more than I thought, but the timing's working out. It is ready to ship. I've got the final proof, and I'm going to put it out there. But I didn't buy into the story of how hard it was to get a book written about something so vulnerable, how hard it is to put it out there. I picked something that was free with Create Space to do it, so I didn't need any funds. I didn't buy into the heart of I don't have money and I don't have time. I just made it happen. And that's what you need to start doing, is realizing that you don't need to buy into the hard. Everybody's got hard stuff, right? Look at the person next to you. Look at the person across the room. Look at the next person on social media. I can guarantee they are going through or have gone through something hard. But where they are at right now in their life is all based on what they choose to do about it. Are they buying into the hard, or are they choosing to live instead? And what are you going to do? Are you going to buy into the heart of it? Or are you going to go after what you truly want? Are you going to fulfill the call of your soul, the desires that you have, your purpose? And are you going to take the heart and go, screw you, you're not going to stop me. I'm going to make it happen instead in a different way, right? Because sometimes the hard shifts your trajectory, but that's okay. You can work with that if you choose to. So when I recognized that I needed to get over the story of hard and that I just needed to keep taking action towards what I truly wanted and shift and be willing to do something totally different instead, like present it in a way that I never thought I would, life got easier. And I realized how much the hard was actually a story. Yeah, there's difficult stuff to go through in life. Illnesses, people dying, losing jobs, losing relationships, all of it. All of that is hard, but you make it harder by investing in the story. If you want your life to be easier, you have to choose your way out of that hard. You have to choose to ignore the story you want to create about it and start creating the life that you truly want. So if you're willing to drop the story of hard, this is where your life begins. Because there'll always be hard stuff. It's how you look at it. This is where your mindset matters most. So choose to take a look at the hard and say, that's hard, but this is what I want next. So this is what I'm going to work on, and start taking the actions toward it. This is how you strengthen your mindset. This is how you increase your personal power. And this is how you create the life you want now. So drop your story of hard. It will change your world.